Yo, what up, street togs, street gods, Bitcoin togs? Eric in the house. All right, some thoughts. This one is about Bitcoin Treasury companies, BTCs. It seems like it is a very good idea because it's like, I call it the Michael Saylor Bitcoin autopilot. You know, you just buy MSTR, you go to sleep for like 100 years, you'll become super rich without having even to lift a finger. I think Saylor is the way because he's the one starting the whole wave. Like he's the dude who invented the idea of a Bitcoin treasury company. He invented it because it didn't exist before. And I think we're going to start to see a tsunami of Bitcoin treasury companies all around the planet. Actually, I'm thinking about maybe starting a Bitcoin treasury company here in Cambodia, in Phnom Penh, because the opportunities are great. First, I don't think you could use Coinbase here. Maybe you could use Binance. I personally don't trust the Binance platform. I think, especially since CZ is the guy who kind of started it. He seems like kind of a not trustworthy character. Cambodia is a great market to get into because first, everyone speaks English and it's dollarized, US dollarized, right? And I think it might be the only place on the planet which has that dual prong approach. So for example, on an everyday basis, you could easily use US dollars. And contrary to popular belief, no, we're not going to be speaking Chinese or speaking Mandarin or using the Chinese yuan. Everybody here uses the US dollar. Even the mainland Chinese knows that it is the monies of commerce. Also, I see a lot of USDT, the tether-based US dollars being used here, even 3 years ago. Once America, we establish our stable coin legislation, slowly but surely, the U.S. is going to continue to emanate currency dominance, which is good for us Americans. What is one to do? So, I mean, obviously, the easy one is just buy Bitcoin. It's like buying a digital passport to any place in the planet or the solar system. Very, very certain that when you all make it to Mars or the moon, we're not going to be bringing gold bars or US dollars. We're going to be using Bitcoins. Even by conservative Elon Musk estimates, certainly using Starlink or whatever space internet, even though the latency is slow, you can still send Bitcoins over the network. And my big vision is, like, let's say we create a new colony on Mars, like 1,000 years from now. There will probably be local creditors that, will verify that you have the Bitcoins. So you could, buy a matcha latte on Mars in like half a second rather than having to wait. It's a good idea. So the reason why Cambodia becomes such an interesting opportunity for me is because first, the median age is only 25 years old, which is a big deal because in America, like, why is everyone so old? Like, I get the sense that in LA, the median age is like 45. And being around young people is extremely inspiring because young people are the future, right? And what I also find that's so refreshing here is the culture is very fresh. And my personal thought is, to me, the perfect society is probably Cambodian Khmer culture, specifically here in Phnom Penh, because it's a real rapidly developing city, which is not dependent on essentially the tourism. It's rather predicated on virtuous notions of like Self-autocracy and authority. Even like the Khmer Real is very, very stable when compared to other global currencies. And having it as a hybrid dollarized version is quite great because then once again, the great upside is it makes it very, very friendly to international commerce. This also becomes very, very useful too because everybody who comes here is super happy. Like all the expat here love it. Like I love it. I have like no interest in going back to the States. And also in terms of the economic purchasing power parity, the PPP, your money goes at least 10x here, maybe 20x. And so it's the easiest hack to, 10x your wealth or 20x your wealth instantly, rather than having to always be checking Bitcoin prices. And so the 10x or the 1000x leverage is obviously if your family is on the Bitcoin standard, life in America is tenable. Like you can still live a good life in LA if you're on the Bitcoin standard. If you have a Bitcoin standard family and you live in like Phnom Penh, Cambodia, you're gonna live the ultimate super awesome life because if you could dream it, it's possible. Anything here is possible. The government is very, neutrality seems like a good ethos. Like, they're friendly to mainland China, to Korea, Japan, America. And so it's going to be well positioned to be like almost like the next Singapore of Asia. And the nice thing about me being, Asian American, Korean American, like everyone kind of looks like me, which is kind of nice. People are sweet, best schools, actually surprising thing somebody told me, it actually has a better food scene than even Taipei and Taiwan, which is kind of the gold standard. But anyways, my big idea, is teaser alert, ABA Pay, everyone uses Telegram to buy Bitcoin. And yeah, like think about the future of economic sovereignty and Bitcoin.